a key aspect of the pre-production process for video is going through actually creating a few things that will help you along the way. Usually, this means storyboarding. In pre-production, you might also do a couple of other things. A lot of students like to start video projects by just sort of outlining what they want, getting a sense of the structure. This usually leads to scripting. They'll actually write down what it is they want to say, even if this is going to be a single shot of you looking down the camera, talking about a certain thing. It helps to script this so that you don't ramble on and go off on tangents. Other things that happen during this planning process, you might want to look at a few locations, because that may have an impact on storyboarding. So storyboarding is sort of creating a comic strip out of your video, and sort of knowing where you might shoot, doing some location scouting, can help with that. Storyboarding combines a visual sketch of what you intend your shots to be with a description of what is going to go on in that shot. Now, storyboarding is just a tool to give yourself a visual rough draft of your video project. You can put a lot of information on there. You could put in all the cuts, transitions, audio, dialogue, any movements, how long things are going to be there, close-ups, long shots, mid-shots, as they have on this storyboard here. However, some people storyboard better by ignoring those things and just looking at the visuals, for example. Storyboarding is designed to make you think through how you are going to compose all of your shots. Oftentimes, students don't realize just how many cuts and shots are used to compose most of the videos they see. Next time you're watching sort of any American sitcom, just count how many times the camera shifts and changes. Usually there's a cut about every 3 to 5 seconds. There's often a lot more cuts than you think, and going through storyboarding is going to help you realize and encounter and engage with how you can create an effect from compositing a bunch of different shots together. So take this example from Toy Story. The scene is where Buzz Lightyear finally meets the aliens in the claw machine. And what we get in practice from having this is a really good resemblance of what we get on the screen, and we didn't have to spend a lot of supercomputer time making a rough draft of this that we would then have to trash in order to do it again sort of right. You also see here that those 9 frames last like 15 seconds. So it's a lot of varied shots and cuts that make up this little scene. Once you've done your storyboarding, you're actually on really solid ground to go forth and start reviewing what you've done, making changes, making sure it makes sense before you go out and waste a bunch of time shooting. Storyboarding can cause you to pause and think through those shots, be intentional, and make sure that you have differences in your shots and quality in them. And even if your video project is really just going to be you looking into a camera, delivering a speech for a couple minutes, that's perfectly fine. You may still want to do a minimal amount of storyboarding, for example, by drawing a box at the top of your script and just giving a sketch of how you want yourself to appear in the frame. Storyboarding helps you by giving you those sort of visual landmarks that then when you go out and shoot, you know what you're aiming for. It can generate a shot list, which will allow you to sort of check off everything and make sure that when you get into the editing process, you have all of the raw footage that you need. If you ever need help on storyboarding or like any feedback during the pre-production process about your video projects, you can always contact the Digital Act Studio for a consultation. Happy filming.